The human mind is a very powerful thing. Psychologists actually believe that people who set their minds to achieve something are more likely to experience success. So at the end of the day, your wins and losses are all seen through the lens of your mindset. But what exactly is mindset, and how does it affect our everyday lives? Let's find out. To keep things simple, a mindset is nothing except a set of beliefs that shapes how you see the world around you, ultimately influencing how you make decisions. Your mindset is very closely tied to your feelings, motivations, fears, and doubts. So we see the world through the lens of whatever mindset we have. Think of it this way. Are you someone who never backs down from a challenge? Someone who's always taking risks? Or are you the kind of person who likes to take things slow and stay within familiar territory? One of the reasons why we're all so different from each other is that we all grow up with different mindsets and outlooks. However, broadly speaking, a psychologist named Carol Dweck made the revolutionary discovery that there are two major types of mindsets, fixed and growth. So let's delve into this a little bit more. First, let's talk about fixed mindset. People with fixed mindsets believe that their abilities, talents, and behaviors are things that absolutely cannot change over time. People with fixed mindsets are usually extremely rigid when it comes to their values and have a hard time staying away from the conventional path. To put things into perspective, a person with a fixed mindset will believe that they're either good at something or they aren't. In their books, there's no room for improving or learning a skill. Why? Well, because these people believe that they are who they are and there's no changing it. Let's say a person with this kind of mindset is asked to run a 20-mile marathon. Now, this is the first time they're ever going to run a marathon in their lives, so what will they do? They won't run. Because a person with a fixed mindset will believe that because they've never run a single mile, there's no way they're ever going to be able to run 20. People with fixed mindsets know that their minds and bodies have a threshold, and they're always extremely careful about never pushing their boundaries. Not only does this result in you putting your self-imposed limits on yourself, but it also ruins any chance of improvement through practice. So people with fixed mindsets believe they're either good at something or they're not. They often have dichotomous thinking, and their mindset holds them back from growing. Now let's talk about growth mindset. People with this mindset believe that they are in a constant state of learning and experiencing new things. A growth mindset suggests that human beings are dynamic instead of their personalities being set in stone. So even when they fail, people with this kind of mindset will take everything to be a learning opportunity, even failure. Taking the same example, if a person with a growth mindset is asked to run a 20-mile marathon for the first time, instead of being afraid to fail, they will gladly accept the challenge, even going as far as to start practicing before the big day. People with this kind of mindset have an extremely positive approach towards life. They know that living comes with its fair share of difficulties, but at the same time, they don't believe that hard times are reason enough to stop trying and giving everything their absolute best. In fact, people with a growth mindset believe that the more you challenge yourself, the smarter and more effective you become, and that success itself is a mindset. So now that we've talked about the two different kinds of mindset, let me ask you this. How does mindset formation really work? Do we just wake up one day with a fixed or a growth mindset, or is it something that gradually develops over time? Well, according to Dweck, mindset development happens right in the early stages of our childhood. Let's say that a child has performed well in school. Now, what people may not realize is that the way this child is praised will ultimately have an effect on their mindset. If the child receives personal praise, such as being told that they're smart or talented, that will lead them to believe that these abilities are either innately acquired or they're not acquired at all. On the other hand, if the child receives praise for their overall process and hard work that it took for them to reach that point, they will grow up to believe that with the right kind of effort, they can achieve anything they put their mind to. So at the end of the day, why is your mindset so important? Well, it influences the way you deal with high-pressure situations. People with fixed mindsets tend to entirely shut down when they're asked to do something outside of the box. But people with a growth mindset thrive when they're given challenges that will help them improve their skills and learn new ones. Another benefit of developing the right kind of mindset is the fact that you learn to focus more on the journey rather than just the end result, which means that you stop tying your self-worth to what you can achieve. And instead, you tie it to how hard you can work to achieve something. When you have a positive mindset, you give yourself all the space in the world to improve and learn, while on the other hand, people with fixed mindsets are often stuck in the same place. never moving forward or allowing themselves to truly grow into better versions of themselves. Your mindset can also have a direct impact on your self-esteem, especially in the face of failure. How we choose to see things ultimately determines whether we focus on the positive side of things or the negative. With a positive mindset, you're bound to accomplish more because you're not sitting around and complaining about what went wrong. A growth mindset helps you take charge of any situation to ultimately turn it in your favor. So the billion-dollar question is, how do you develop the right mindset for yourself? One that helps you achieve your goals without letting your own fears get in the way. The answer is self-reflection. Now, I'm not saying that a fixed mindset is all bad, because sometimes it's important to know where your limits are so you don't keep pushing yourselves excessively or without a purpose. However, what's really important is to know where you can improve, and that only comes with self-reflection. The truth is that life is always going to keep throwing challenges at you. What you need to do is figure out how to turn every obstacle into a learning experience. But what if you're someone who believes that they already developed a fixed mindset? Well, that's completely normal. So many of us grow up believing that we are who we are with no room for improvement. But the good news is that all human beings are capable of changing. With a little bit of training and self-control, you can learn to unfix your fixed mindset. The next time you're faced with a challenge, try to look at it as an opportunity to learn instead of letting it intimidate you. As they say, you are what you think. So whether it's in your personal life or in your career, allow yourself the space to think constructively, and with a growth mindset, you'll be on a faster path to seeing results. That's a wrap for this video. If you liked it, please make sure to like and subscribe below. See you next time.